the show that you should have been watching for 8 seasons. The American crime thriller television series The Blacklist is one of the best shows out there. In today's list, we'll reveal some of the best Blacklist unscripted moments. Just sit back and relax, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn your notifications on so that you don't miss any of our new videos. First up, why is The Blacklist such a hit show? You must be wondering, like the rest of us, how can a television series keep us glued to the screen after 8 seasons on the air? This just shows how successful and amazing this crime thriller is, and how much all of us love it. How can it be that every single season of this great crime show is met with positive reviews? This television series has been around for a decade and doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. The Blacklist continues to bring major profits for Sony Pictures. This series stars Raymond "Red" Reddington, played by James Spader, as a former U.S. Navy officer turned high-profile criminal. Red does what he wants. He works for the FBI, tracking down and informing on the most tenacious and ferocious criminals in the world. Played by Megan Boone, his sidekick is FBI profiler Elizabeth Keene. Overarching themes throughout all 8 seasons connect back to Red and why he invades Agent Elizabeth Keene's life. Every star from the main cast serves a purpose in the capture of the world's most elusive criminals. These two characters strike an uneasy partnership. Do the main stars, Boone, Spader, Harry Lennox, Diego Klattenhoff, Hisham Tawfiq, Amir Arison, and Mozan Marno, improvise lines on the set of their projects? Looking at each of their career biographies, a few have experience in theater, which requires some form of improvisation at times. For instance, Marno performed a one-woman show, 9 Parts of Desire, in which she played 9 different Middle Eastern women. Arison appeared in one episode of Raimi, a comedy starring Rami Youssef that has slight improv at times. Tawfiq draws from his military background in many of his characters, while Lennox, a former Chicago teacher, lectures and has an expansive background in theater. Boone and Klattenhoff have traditional acting backgrounds. Spader, the charismatic Red, is an actor's actor. He acts to pay the bills. Next up, retakes because of laughing. It's not all doom and gloom on The Blacklist. It's true that NBC's crime drama loves to live in the dramatics, but on the set of the long-running series, it's a different story. For such a serious show, it's hard to imagine that the actors are jokers in real life. They are constantly cracking jokes or laughing at silly sounds behind the scenes. In the blooper reel of Season 7, Megan Boone and James Spader can't stop laughing during a car scene. This is a really funny thing to see, as the characters they play don't particularly like each other. In real life, it's a completely different story. These two actors get along swimmingly. Next, is there a lot of improv on the show? Producers previously revealed that they rely on an elaborate Bible to keep track of twists and turns, as well as characters and their genealogies. That said, do any of the stars improvise their lines? Boone tells us that the script is very particularly written and put together. Boone doesn't improvise because it's hard for her to keep up with the complexity of the plot. Boone adds that improvisation is a freedom and an option that they have once they get the take of the scripted dialogue. It's not, however, necessarily something that she ever feels like she needs to do. She's ultimately trying to tell the story, and the story is given to her by a group of very good writers who deliberately write these scenes. They go over and over them to make sure that they're right. Boone doesn't think that she nor anyone in the cast feel on the day of shooting that there's anything that really needs to be done differently. Next, we have the bloopers from Season 7. In a hilarious take, James Spader, Megan Boone, Diego Klattenhoff, Harry Lennox, and Amir Arison hilariously fumble their way through scenes. With long days on set, who can fault them for stumbling through a line or miscalculating the distance to a chair, as Arison is caught doing, and having a good laugh about it? The outtakes are included on the Season 7 DVD Blu-ray set, which also features deleted scenes, never-before-seen featurettes, cast and producer commentaries, and a special tribute to the late Brian Dennehy. Next, the creators are very serious. While The Blacklist will return for a 9th season, executive producers John Bokenkamp and John Eisendrath revealed during the virtual Comic-Con at Home panel in July that the ramifications of the partially animated finale, which saw Liz, Boone, siding with her mom, Katarina, Layla Robbins, upends everything. Bokenkamp has this to say: "We didn't get to finish our last 3 episodes, and while that arc may seem a little accelerated because it was done in that final episode, I think it's going to become very clear where she's going with that when we start next season. I think it blows everything up in sort of the best way possible. It's an inevitable turn that's going to be really fun to watch unravel and blow things up. Eisendrath adds, "Obviously, we finish off all the stories that we're contemplating in a given year, and then we start the next year thinking, well, we did all the big stuff at the end of last year, where are we going to start? This year, we have all the big stuff that we were unable to finish at the end of last season that's going to start next season. So season 8 starts in a much more heightened, dramatic place than normal seasons do. We're going to tell the story that we were unable to tell at the end of last season." There seems to be just as many secrets behind the scenes of The Blacklist as there are on the show. Even in the beginning, The Blacklist always keeps you on your toes. It is indeed a show where nothing is what it seems. Next in line, James Spader goes bald. Spader shaves his head for his iconic role as Red. During a conference call with the media, Spader explains, "It was an idea that I instigated, and I think it was the right choice. It just seemed to fit his lifestyle. He's someone who has to travel lightly and move swiftly, and it seemed eminently practical for him. Shaving his head is actually not a requirement for his character, but a creative improvisation by the actor." Next we have long hours filming. Do you ever wonder how much time actors spend on set? You have no idea about the grueling hours that they endure and enormous earnings, but all that comes at a cost. Filming The Blacklist can take up to 12 hours a day. Boy, am I glad I've chosen a different profession. How about you? Boone tells us this: "You see quick flashes. It's all edited together. It looks real slick and engaging, and we're in the middle of a snowbank for 12 hours some days, so the glamour kind of wears off at times." She adds, "I think I work more now than I used to be awake during the day. No wonder Boone isn't coming back for a 9th season. That's just slave labor." Next we have Megan Boone's lucky break. Did you know that Megan Boone is the first actor to get cast on the show? During an interview, the show's executive producer, John Eisendrath, tells the Daily Actor, "Megan was the first person we casted by, I think, a long way, and everybody else just took a long time." Meanwhile, Boone remarks, "The audition process actually drew me closer and closer and closer to the piece." Next up, Boone's shocking first scene with Spader. The first ever scene Megan Boone shoots with James Spader is the one where she stabs him in the neck. Boone has this to say about her first day: "It was my first scene shooting with James, and that was the first time I learned what an incredible co-actor and collaborator he was going to be." She also recalled, "Oh gosh, the scene in the pilot where I stabbed Red in the neck was really an incredible day." Talk about a friendly introduction. Don't think I ever want to meet her. How about you? Next we have Megan Boone's wig. You heard that right. Those beautiful brown locks of hers are not hers. Speaking with today's Hoda Kotb and Kathy Lee Gifford, Boone remarks, "British actors wear wigs a lot. I find it to be a nice ritual at the end of the day. Take the wig off, clean the makeup off, go home, leave work behind me." Boone also says that the wig gives her a more naive and young look. In reality, the actress rocks a short brown bob. You do you, girl. Next, Amir Arison's lasting impression. You might not know this, but Amir Arison is only supposed to appear in one episode. Arison tells us this: "I did a little improvisation by the computer, and they used it, which is pretty rare for a scripted network show. When I saw that they used it, I said, oh, they're responding to me. And then sure enough, after I saw that, I got called in for another episode. And then more episodes kept coming in." Last on our list, Ryan Eggold is the James Bond of The Blacklist. For his character, Eggold pulls inspiration from Bourne and James Bond movies. For him, this is a whole new ballgame. The actor is trying to figure things out by becoming a super badass agent guy. He takes inspiration from Matt Damon or Jeremy Renner in the Bourne franchise and Daniel Craig in James Bond. Great choice of role models. Do you guys think Eggold is as good as Damon, Renner, and Craig? Tell us below in the comments section. Thanks for watching our video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave us a like.